Welcome to That's Football, or should I call it That's Racing. We're live for the Formula One. I hope you're all doing very well this Sunday afternoon, a big afternoon of sport. We're going to be doing the Liverpool-Everton Derby a little bit later on, but we're starting off this Super Sunday with the Formula One Grand Prix in Italy. It is the Emilia Romagna, or as I call it, Imola. And I think we're in for a very interesting race. The conditions are somewhat wet and overcast, and that can have a big impact on how people race today. And also, we've got the Mercedes right down the back of the track, haven't we? We've got, if I run down the order, we've got Verstappen in 1, Leclerc in 2, Perez 3, Sainz 4. Then you've got Lando Norris and the McLarens of Ricciardo in 5th and 6th. Bottas in the Alfa Romeo in 7. Then Magnussen in the Haas, 8. Alonso, 9, Alpine. Schumacher, 10, Haas. Russell is in 11. Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri is in 12. And Lewis Hamilton is back in P14 on the grid for this race today. So let's go. Cosmin says, let's go Mercedes. I'd like to see Mercedes do well. They are the team. I like Hamilton and I like Russell, but I think it's good. I'm going to go Verstappen today. I fancy Verstappen to win the race today. In fact, we'll get a poll going straight away. Who wins the race? I'm going to go... I think we can only put 4 in here. So we're probably, in fairness, we're probably right to just go with the 4. Yeah, we'll go Perez as well. I don't think anyone else can win it. So I've put the 2 Ferraris and the 2 Red Bulls in there. But I'm going to go with Max Verstappen today. Showed good pace in the sprint yesterday, which is why it says 21 laps there, because it was a 21-lap race. That will reset at the start of this race, which is going to start in 9 minutes. I will actually have an update for you in relation to the... we will be keeping an eye on the afternoon 2:30 matches. Actually, I think they're 2 o'clock matches, aren't they? Between West Ham and Chelsea, etc., etc. In fact, just bear with me. I've forgotten about that. And I am going to set it up on my little pad as well, so we can keep you up to date with what's going on with that. If you're interested in the Chelsea-West Ham game, Chelsea, as some people, you can put a tweet out and people will take it completely the wrong way. I said that West Ham team ain't serious and got a load of pouters about how it had beat United. Literally want Chelsea to beat West Ham. West Ham are our competitors for 6th, so West Ham focusing in on the Europa League semi-final that they've got on Thursday, as is their right. It's very difficult to play Thursday, Sunday at this stage of the season. But yes, back to the Formula One race here. We've got a very interesting race, 63 laps, which is quite a lot actually. A lot of the races are smaller than that or shorter than that. But more rain is incoming, says James. Yeah, if you're new to Formula One, and look, I always say that there's levels to Formula One enjoyment. I don't ever profess to be deep diving on it, but I do know quite a bit about it, as I'm sure many people do. A lot of people are getting into it fresh as to what happened last season with that brilliant final day between Verstappen and Hamilton, although, as I think most of us understand, it wasn't the way it should have finished. So yeah, the tyres are very important, especially this year. They're taking longer to warm up, which means that when you come in for your pits, they're not as smooth as they used to be. You could almost get it down to a second as to how long it was going to take to come in and get back out and get racing. Nowadays they're coming out and it's taking them a couple of laps to get going. On top of that, if it's wet, that can have a big impact on tyre changes and pits. So I don't know, I think that's the first thing I always like to talk about in relation to this sort of thing is how many pit stops do you think there would be on a dry day today with 63 laps? We've seen that the hards can go quite far, but it depends on the track. So I would say that we were probably looking at maybe 3 pit stops anyway. Now, if we get wet weather, we could be seeing a lot more pit stops than that. So let's see what people think. Wet races are usually more entertaining, says Jack. They are more entertaining, but then Jonathan says there'll only be 1 pit stop if it's dry. Mark acting like he knows F1 is funny, says Deck. Jog on. Nobody wants you here, Deck. Just jog on. I've been watching F1 since I was about 9. In fact, this is one of my saddest memories in relation to racing, because this is the track where Ayrton Senna passed away, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it was Imola, and I remember that day vividly. Chelsea, West Ham, Watchalong today. Cheers, mate, says Sean O'Rourke. Well, obviously not, because I'm watching the Formula One, but I will have it on at the same time. It'll be 2 stops, I think, says Archie Walters. I am doing Liverpool versus Everton later on, Yoda. Yes, I am. And we will keep you up to date with the afternoon football scores as well. But we're here for the Formula 1, which is going to be starting in about 6 minutes' time. Thanks everyone who's voting in the poll. Make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe. Enjoyed the boxing watch-along last night. Yeah, it was good. It was a good atmosphere. The only thing I would say about the boxing last night was that I really did enjoy it. And the only thing I would say is we did a watch along for it. The only thing I would say about it is that it's such a shame that it's so few and far between those fights, because they are great and they're over in sort of 10 minutes, aren't they? 20 minutes, half an hour. So yeah, we've got Chelsea West Ham on there. That's great. Keep that up for you. Good, we're ready to go. Race starts in 5 minutes, Loz. Get your votes in on who you think's going to win. I'm going to go with Verstappen. Now, interestingly, if you did watch the boxing watch along last night, which a lot of you did, I'm on a bit of a good run here. I predicted that Fury would win in round 6, and Fury won in round 6 with a stunning uppercut. But so I'm going to predict Verstappen here. I personally think at the moment, if everybody's got the same car, it's Hamilton versus Verstappen. But obviously Hamilton's in a slow Mercedes like Russell this year, and I just think Red Bull looks to me like it might be closing the gap on Ferrari, and therefore I think that Verstappen will win because he's the better driver. But they had a good sprint race yesterday, and Verstappen used that DRS towards the end just to boost past him. One thing I was going to ask, because I know there are people in the chat who will know a lot about I know there's a lot of people that will know a lot more about Formula 1 than me. Why do you think at the end of... So yesterday on the sprint race, which is where they can get points for finishing 1st to 8th and also decides your position on the grid for today. But basically, it was a 21-lap race, and towards the end of it, Verstappen was in 2nd place and he was behind Leclerc. And what happened is he was always within like half a second of him, and then he used the DRS with about 2 laps to go. He boosted past him and he was in front. And then they were talking on the telly that, you know what, there might be an opportunity here for Leclerc to get back at him. And over about 2 or 3 laps, the gap just got bigger and bigger, so that at the end, Verstappen was like 2 seconds ahead of Leclerc, and Sainz in the other Red Bull was actually closing in on him. So I was quite interested by that, to be honest with you. But I don't know what people's thoughts were on that, but there you go. I don't know. Let me come back to... I'm just trying to get back to my stream here, so some people in the chat can tell me. Get rid of that. Okay. Tyres had gone. His tyres were graining, says Chris. Yeah. Okay. That's that tyre degradation. Because I tell you what, if that had been going on for a little bit longer, it would have been in all sorts of trouble, all sorts of problems, because Sainz was closing in pretty quick. Yeah, so they're just going down the grid here. As you can see on the screen right to me, that's your top 10 positions at the moment. That's where you score points, but there are 20. Charles destroyed his tyres, by the way. I've changed it, Barry, don't worry. So yeah, top 10 is where you score points, but there are 20 races out there. And you've got Russell in a Mercedes in 11, and Hamilton, I think, is in 14. So that's where we are with the start of this race. Mercedes, they ain't Ferrari and they ain't Red Bull. So if you're a Hamilton fan or a George Russell fan, Mercedes have dominated the sport for the last more or less decade. But this year they're struggling with the new cars, and I think Mercedes are probably the best of the rest. I do think they would want to be considering themselves to be behind Ferrari and Red Bull, but obviously on the track today, that's McLaren. It can be track specific, but I think over the race, I would expect certainly to see Russell and Hamilton get into the points. Not out of the formation for 1 cars. What's your favourite ever car? Mine's probably Steve McQueen's Mustang from the Bullet movie, says Joshua Bywater. Mine's probably Knight Rider. Yeah, because it could talk. But Chelsea's about to kick off as well, by the way. I'll keep you up to date with that. If it rains, Magnussen's going to win, says Oyshin. Anybody got any outside tips? Nick J has just said Norris to get a podium finish there. Obviously, in relation to the actual race winner, I think most people are going with me. 49% are going with Max Verstappen, although 44% are going with Charles Leclerc. You've got 4% for Sainz and 3% for Perez. Villa reportedly in for Kamara or Basuma for 60 million, says HH Gaming. Well, they won't be paying 60 million for Kamara because he's free. They're just about to do the formation lap here. So, yeah, anybody want to put any predictions in? I think Lando Norris could end up on a podium. I think that's a good call. I'm not so sure we'll get both Ferraris and both Red Bulls finishing. If they do finish, they will finish top four. But that's not, I don't think we've had that yet. I don't think we've had both Ferraris and both Red Bulls finish a race yet. So I do think that we will see a potential surprise on the podium. And I think Lando Norris is well placed in that McLaren if they have a good race. It is, to me, I don't know whether it's actually raining at the moment, but there is wet on the track. And if it rains throughout, of course, this is a big race for Ferrari. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is the race where it's very, very close to Ferrari headquarters as well. So we will see. But that can bring its own problems. I'm just thinking here. I'm trying to understand what's going on, and I can put my headphones on. So let's get ready to race. James says it stopped raining 20 minutes ago. Let's get ready to rumble here. Find my chat. The track is also named Dino and Enzo Ferrari, says Scrox. It will start raining again in 20 minutes, says Chris Jenkins. And radio's just said expect more rain, says Matthew Allen. Thanks everyone for tuning in, as I said. Imola's actually closer to AlphaTauri headquarters, says High Dry. Love an F1 and footy Sunday, says John. United are out of the top four and Mark's changed sports, says Challenge. I have got West Ham versus Chelsea on. How many red flags are we thinking, Mark, says Orange? I'll tell you what, nailed on, we get a red flag for a Williams. Nailed on, we'll get a red flag for a Williams. Probably Latifi. So yeah, I'd say that's my only bet. Anyway, the cars are here on the grid. They're just forming up. Keep your eye on Hamilton. Keep your eye on Russell. I think they will look to make their way up very, very quickly. But we're good to go here. I will be doing the Merseyside Derby on this channel straight after this. In fact, on the homepage, the chat's already open. But stay here for this. Lewis says, I think there's going to be 4 red flags. 2 safety cars, says Barth. Can Max get off the line for once? Well, yeah, yesterday in the sprint race, that's a great point from Lucas. Murray. He says, can they get going? Here we go. Get ready to go. Lights out. And away we go. And Verstappen's away better this time. Much better. And Sainz. Oh, Perez is into second place. Bad start by Leclerc. And Norris is ahead as well. He's lost 2 spots here, Leclerc. And he's hit. Oh, no. Ricciardo has put him out. Oh, my God. Leclerc is out. I can't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. Leclerc is out. He's out. There's a goal for Brighton as well for Danny Welbeck. But we've got an out. Oh, I can't believe it. That is absolutely gutting. That is devastating. Absolutely devastating. Leclerc is out. Oh, the crowd will be gutted by that. They'll be absolutely gutted. No, it's not Leclerc out. It's not. It's Sainz. It's Sainz out. I thought it was Leclerc. So Leclerc must have been behind Sainz. Oh my God. I need to see that again. It's because I saw I'll get my words out here. I saw the Ferrari that was in the lead go. So let's watch this back here. Leclerc, bad start. Perez goes past Leclerc. Norris goes past Leclerc. Oh, you know what it is? He's never... No, I've got that completely wrong. Sainz is never past Leclerc. It's just an eye thing. Blind bridge, says AY. So I think Ricciardo stayed in the race. Just watching it back here. So Ricciardo's got the inside line on Sainz. And Sainz... Sainz is on the radio now. Oh, I think you've got to put it... it's Sainz who's out, not Leclerc anyway. Visibility is terrible. Rain all over the place. Who needs that? I think Bottas catches the back of Ricciardo as well. Just watching it back again here. On board with Ricciardo. So Ricciardo just goes through the gravel. And I think he manages to keep himself going. Interesting. Sainz left so much room. I think it looks like to me there's room for Ricciardo to back off a little bit. But it's a very tight track at Imola. I feel bad for Sainz. I'm surprised if there's no damage to Bottas and Ricciardo as well. Because Bottas goes into the back of... Bottas in the ass of Ricciardo's car, really. But it looks like there's not any debris there on any of the cars. Unfortunately for Sainz, he's into the gravel. He's in the gravel with me, says Sean Dyche. So we've got a safety car at the moment. Let me just tell you what's going on. Verstappen in 1, Perez in 2, Norris is in 3, Leclerc in 4, Magnussen in 5, Russell is all the way up to 6, Bottas 7, Alonso 8, Vettel 9, Tsunoda 10, Stroll 11, Hamilton 12. But Russell's had a great boost there, hasn't he? He's got himself up to 6th place in the race behind the safety car. There's the Ferrari going out. So we've had an eventful start here, which you can have. We've had 3 laps already, most of it behind the safety car because of the first corner incident. These things do happen. There's no signs of anyone coming back, says Jordan. Danny says that Red Bull reliability issues loading. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. We've got 3,000, which is great. Got some times going to be coming up on the screen for you soon as well. Russell's better than Hamilton. Well, they're still behind the safety car at the moment. I'm gonna set yellow flags here at the moment. I am doing Liverpool versus Everton. Yes, Mario G. He's gone into the Sean Dyche signs. Yeah, he's gone into the gravel. So Leclerc has just said that the track is drying up quickly. Yeah, well, that will mean activity in the pit lane. Ihab says, are Leclerc and Verstappen, Messi and Ronaldo Formula 1? What does that make Lewis Hamilton then? I don't think Everton have got a chance at all today, P-Head, to be honest. And Gary Day says, who's going to risk changing their tyres first? I'm just going to try and solve something on screen here because I want to be able to get the lap times on, and I don't think we need the nationalities, so I should be able to just do this whilst you're live. There we go. That's what we wanted. Sorry, I was just messing around with something there. That's much better. Okay, we're back. Carlos Sainz is out. Marcus says no talking. There will be talking. Their visors need wiper. There's nothing happening at the moment. We're on lap 4 and they're just... safety car is going to end very soon. Four of 63. Come on now, don't sleep on Button, Raikkonen and Alonso, says Varus. The good one. So the safety car comes in and we start racing again now. This is where it starts to go. Lap 5. And Leclerc's having a go at Norris straight away. Right on the tail of Lando Norris. Of course, Leclerc was in 2nd place. He's down in 4th. Still very wet. Russell's doing well. Up to 6th place already, Russell. Remember, he started in 11. Vettel's gone past Alonso as well. There's a bit of a train of procession of cars. But obviously Verstappen with... Red Bull in front of him. This is looking very good for Red Bull at the moment because Verstappen's just going to open up a lead and Norris is going to hold up Leclerc. Russell made 5 positions. 5 positions up to P6. Magnussen's up 3 positions into P5. Obviously, we've lost Sainz as well. AI says, how did Russell go from 10th to 6th? I wish I could tell you, mate, but unfortunately, the scenario is here that we have got a focus on the front of the race. And obviously we saw Sainz spinning out. Ricciardo's at the back because of that, which has allowed a lot. Well, that's 2 spots straight away. So Russell's gone... He's gone up 3, but we haven't seen it yet. Diva says, I want Perez or Leclerc to win championship this year. It would be fun. Yeah, I'd love it. I don't want Verstappen to win. He's already got a bonus championship from last year. He's already got 4 seconds, Verstappen, on Leclerc as he gets stuck in this traffic. It's not a great track for taking over as well. Hamilton's just gone past Alonso as well. That puts Hamilton up to 11, P11. So the I can see Hamilton getting up. He's been a bit unlucky in the last couple of races, but I can see Hamilton getting right up on... certainly, I think he could get... I think he can get a top 6 finish. Magnussen's doing well again. I definitely think we'll lose a Red Bull. Reliability might play into the hands of Mercedes here. Still 0-0 between Chelsea and West Ham, by the way. Let us know what else is happening. I wouldn't say I'm a Hamilton fan, Ale, in relation to massively. I just like the racing, but I'm just not a big fan of Red Bull, to be honest. Hamilton passed Alonso there. They're just showing it on the replay. So I predicted Verstappen to win. I need to close the poll, actually. 52% of you went with Max Verstappen to win. Yeah, they're just saying here that Alonso might have to retire. He's in the pit. Oh, it's got a massive hole in the side. Yeah, that's him out of the race then. It's a shame for Alonso because I think he was a little bit unlucky last year, last race, and he's out again already in this race. This is the problem with Formula 1, isn't it? You can be prepared over 2 weeks and you get a bit of damage. I don't know how Alonso's ended up with that damage, but on his wing, massive hole there. Ricciardo hit Sainz, so he's at the back now. And Lando Norris holding up Charles Leclerc here very, very well, which is allowing the Red Bulls to just move away. 5.5 seconds Verstappen is ahead now, and he's just hit the fastest lap as well. Russell is in P6. He's 2 seconds back on Magnussen in P5, and Hamilton closing in on Stroll. Oh, Leclerc boost past Norris there. Lovely racing. You can hear the crowd. Leclerc, that was absolutely fantastic. Late braking, boosts past Norris. Norris will try and come back at him, but now we've got a bit of a race on because it's the Ferrari chasing down the Red Bulls. Leclerc up into 3, Perez in 2, Verstappen in 1. He's 3 seconds back on Perez. Watch the pace of the Ferrari now. Let's wait and see what happens. It will change, it will rain, then everything changes, says Captain Monopoly. Norris in the mud, says Ricciardo. There's the overtake, says Mito. So we're expecting the rain, aren't we? We're expecting the slicks. There's Alonso. He's just looking at the car himself, I think. I don't know what's happened to it there, but he's out. Yeah, Mick Schumacher hit into the side of Alonso. We didn't even see that. Yeah, that's how he's got it. Alonso out of the race. Massive hole in the side. Looks like he's been bitten, like bitten by a shark. He's been bitten by a Schumacher. Mick Schumacher. So Hamilton's closing in on Stroll here. This will put him into the points if he gets past Stroll. Keep an eye on Hamilton here. So Alonso's out. Sainz is out. Interesting race here. Interesting. Verstappen's way out in front. Leclerc's up to 3rd. Now keep an eye on the gap between Leclerc and Perez in relation to race pace. It's currently coming down. It's coming down. It's 2 seconds at the moment. Keep an eye on that. He's 6 seconds back on Verstappen. He's about 3 seconds, 2 seconds back on Perez. Hamilton and Stroll. How good do you think Hamilton is? I still think he's the best, but he's just not in a quick car. And I've said this a few times now. Alonso's a fantastic racer. Bottas is a fantastic racer. Vettel is a fantastic racer, but they're not in the quickest cars. Still 0-0 Chelsea West Ham, by the way. Got that on first 20 minutes. Here's Hamilton having a look there. No, that's Russell having a look at Magnussen. He's right up his arse, under 0.5 seconds behind him. So both Mercedes making moves here. Verstappen on the radio. Mark, do you even care about all the people here? Yeah, that's why I keep reading the chats out, Mikkel. You rude man. Mark, change the Leclerc's position. I can't change it, mate. And it's right anyway. He's in third, so maybe you want to check yourself. Bottas proving he was the better driver. He's in a slower car and still beating Hamilton and Russell in some races, says Joshua. Well, that's simply not true, Joshua. It's just simply not true. I think that the Alfa Romeo arguably has been more reliable. Mercedes has got major problems at the moment. Alonso's already retired, Milo. He's been out for a couple of laps. Got hit in the side by Mick Schumacher. He's out. Sainz hit by Ricciardo into the gravel. He's out. So we've lost Alonso and Sainz. Oh, Judge Russell there just trying to have a go on Magnussen, but can't get past him. It's not the easiest track to get overtake on. You can waste a lot of time. But the Mercedes are trying to move up here. Who do you predict's going to win the F1 Championship this year? Says the United View. I would say it will be. I'd say Verstappen. Love the F1 streams, Mark, says Daniel Morton. Max, Super Max says sit-ins. Max is best. They've got a lot of Max, not a lot of Max Verstappen fans in the chat. Bottas had 5 years. He's good, but Hamilton is way better, says Murray. I'll have a little bet with you then. I bet that Hamilton finishes above Bottas in this race, even though there's 4 spots between them. But I'm just keeping an eye on that gap at the moment, and it's getting a little bit bigger between Leclerc and Perez. 2.5 seconds. Russell is up to 5th. Oh no. Oh, Russell. Oh, Russell. And Bottas is looking at Russell now. Wow, that's racing for you there. Russell goes past Magnussen, overcooks the corner. Magnussen comes back at him, and now Bottas is right up the back of Russell again. Well, Bottas will be very motivated to get past Russell, won't he? It's a replacement at Mercedes. I think Russell's done quite well there to retain his position, because in his effort to get past Magnussen, it could have gone by. Your good instincts about who will buy for CDMs has chilled, Aussie. I think it's probably Calvin Phillips, mate. Oh, great move by Russell there on Magnussen. He's past him now. Fantastic move by Russell, that was. And Bottas is having a go at Magnussen. What a great three-way we've got here. Russell and Lewis need to swap cars, says Thomas. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with Lewis this year. Russell is definitely performing better. Is that because Russell's used to being in a crap car because he was in Williams last year? Used to, battling his way up, but that's great racing by Russell. Absolutely fantastic. He's up to 5th. Fantastic bit of racing there. Lap 13. You've got to keep your eye on the game here. William Taylor says this just proves that Hamilton's finished. I love it. Keep it coming because I know exactly what you're doing. What team are you supporting in the F1, Mark? Says Raoul. I mean, I've always liked Williams and McLaren because they're old school teams, but Norris on the radio here. So we've got some rain coming up in the next 30 minutes. Sooner or later, Hamilton will have to accept that he's no longer Mercedes #1, says Lay. Yeah, I'm sure that's going to happen. It's like Ronaldo accepting he's not #1 to Marcus Rashford, isn't it? I mean, Hamilton's still not got past Stroll. Here's Bottas going past Magnussen. Yeah, Bottas is up a position as well. Bottas goes up to P6. Magnussen's dropping down now in the Haas to P7. Well, a lot of people in the chat saying Bottas is doing well. Hamilton's still not got past Stroll though. He's only 0.3 of a second behind him. He's still not done it. So Verstappen out in front, Perez second. Leclerc has got a gap of under 2 seconds to Perez, but it's not really coming down as quick. You've got Norris 8 seconds back in 4th. Russell's 4 seconds off Norris. Bottas is 2 seconds off Russell. And obviously Magnussen's lost a couple of places. He's down to 7 at the moment. There is an opportunity for Hamilton to move up, but he's got to get past Stroll. But look at this manoeuvre by Russell here. Perfect line on Magnussen and just does him on the corner. Now this is the one where it goes wrong. This is when he overcooks the corner. Yeah, that's the one where it went wrong. How are Chelsea looking, Harry? It's quite an equal game, really. It's got a bit of an end of the season vibe to it. I mean, in relation to Chelsea, West Ham have put a weakened team out. Obviously, they've got a massive game coming up in the Europa League on Thursday. I think Arsenal will benefit from this as well. They'll be playing West Ham next Sunday, and obviously, again, West Ham will put a weakened team out. It's a bit of a boring game, Chelsea-West Ham, to be honest, Jay. I think you're absolutely spot on. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner, enjoying the Formula 1 here. Russell's out in front. No, Russell's not out in front. Verstappen's out in front. Russell in P5. Hamilton still can't get past Stroll. I mean, this is really concerning. Verstappen on the radio. I'm definitely sliding more. I am definitely sliding more. You see, Verstappen always sounds like he needs to clear his throat. Yeah, that's because he's my son. I went on holiday to Holland and I went to Amsterdam. About 20 years ago. I agree, Mikhail. I think Hamilton's having a bit of a bad season now. You've got to take it on board. Good observation there. Leclerc has made 7/10 of a second on Perez. It's down to 1.3 seconds behind him now. So I think if Leclerc can get past, it'll be interesting. Every time I do it. Sean Dyche is Max's father, confirmed. Yeah, he went to Amsterdam 20 years ago. Keep an eye on the gap between Russell and Norris as well. Currently 5 seconds. But Leclerc is 1.2 seconds behind Perez. We've got no DRS at the moment, have we? drag reduction system gives them a boost in the areas where they can push on past. But gone on at the moment. What does Garibaldo think of Formula One, says Ishmael? I can't do Garibaldo when I've got my headphones in. It ruins the impression. Let's have a quick look at what's going on in the other football scores. I've got Chelsea West Ham on. It's 0-0 at the moment. To be fair to Stroll, he's very close to Tsunoda as well. So it's hard for Hamilton. There's 2 spots there, really. So currently it's 1-0 to Brighton against Southampton. It's 0-0 between Burnley and Wolves, and it's 0-0 between Chelsea and West Ham. As a United fan, I need Wolves not to win, and I need West Ham not to win. Sad, isn't it? Sad. Sad wanting keeping an eye on Wolves and West Ham scores. There's no DRS at the moment, Tom, because of the wet. But it is drying up, so... It's lap 16, Mark. Sorry, I need to be updating that more. Verstappen on the radio. Just need an update for a possible safety car, Max. What? Oh yeah, they're just prepping. There's only apparently Alex says there's only 1 DRS zone anyway. Bottas is closing in on Russell. Yeah, he's only 1.3 seconds behind. Leclerc is 1.5 on Perez. Imagine Newcastle catching up to United. That would be even more sad, says Lay. Right, Ricciardo's coming into the pits. Yeah, medium compound tyre for Ricciardo, who's back at the back of the grid anyway in 18th. So we've got no rain yet. DRS is drag reduction system, Dan. Yeah, they've not got it at the moment, which is a pain. Poor old Hamilton just can't get through past Stroll. I mean, Ocon's right behind. Hamilton, asked there. And Vettel's gone on the slicks. Hamilton saying it's not quite dry enough to go on them yet. Gasly's in, Albon's in. They're all coming to change the tyres now. See, people are coming in now anticipating that we're not going to get any rain. But if you do come in now and you get rain, you've got to come back in again. Right, this is where it gets interesting with the pit stops, because a lot of people at the back of the grid are taking the gamble. Perez has just darted in. Leclerc's going to stay out. So Perez comes in. And Mercedes are going to make a change as well. So this is where it gets interesting, when the people at the top of the race come in. So Perez comes in. Russell's in. Bottas is in. Russell's out. 3.5. So Verstappen should be coming in soon as well. Still 0-0 Chelsea West Ham. Oh, Bottas has just had a really bad pit stop there. Box for Verstappen. Oh, Esteban Ocon and Mercedes have just hit. Ocon's so aggressive. In the pits, Ocon and Hamilton have just hit. So Hamilton's down to 13th. Hamilton's season is just going from bad to worse. Chaos in the pit lane, says Tom. We're trying to... I mean, this is it. Everyone's coming in at the moment, so we just need to get everyone out and see where they are. But Hamilton's actually down in 14th after that. He's lost 3 spots. Everyone's on medium. So Leclerc is a past Perez here, but Perez has got momentum. Should be able to get past him. Race controller looking at the pit lane incident involving cars 31. Perez is up. And he's passed him. Perez has just gone past Leclerc. Obviously, he's had a lap on them fresh tyres. So ordinary service resumes there. Leclerc did come out ahead of Perez, but Perez has had a lap on those tyres and he's got through him. There's the incident in the track, in the pit. So Hamilton comes out. So Ocon just comes out in front of Hamilton, and I think it's... we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. Hamilton's finished, says Ailson. We're on lap 20. Unsafe release directly into Hamilton from Ocon, says Mish. I like Ocon. I do like Ocon, but he is aggressive. And really, he's in 11th place. And it's probably cost Hamilton a couple of spots there, because Hamilton's down in 14th now. He's having another nightmare of a race. But fastest lap by George Russell. He's having a good race. Pit lane incident involving cars 31 and 44 under investigation. We'll see what happens there. Hamilton's just put in a fastest lap as well. Expect the Verstappen and Leclerc to do that as well very soon. No, Bottas. Bottas is out there, but he lost a few seconds on the pits. About 5 seconds, didn't he? Ricciardo's right behind Hamilton here. He's only 0.7 seconds behind him in the McLaren. That could be a problem. 22 laps. We're about a third of the race through. Just over a third of the race through. Mark, will Ricky be on the show tonight? Yes, he will, Joey. Yes, he will. Still 0-0. Chelsea versus West Ham. Do we think we'll get any more rain, everybody? Anyone do a weather report for us? James says Hamilton won't get above Bottas now. Yeah, you're probably right. Can't be right all the time. Verstappen is in a very strong position now. They should open DRS. They're right. They're saying, why are they not opening up DRS? Aman says Hamilton needs to expect to quit Mercedes. Richard says more rain is going to come, Mark. Mark, you should be doing That's the Weather. I could do weather updates every 6 hours. That'd be good. 5-second time penalty for Ocon. Unsafe release. Doesn't help Hamilton, that doesn't, because if he hadn't cut him up, Hamilton would have got out ahead of Gasly as well. They need to open up bloody DRS. There's so many cars so close. Need Leclerc to get past Perez and then it'll be interesting. 8 seconds Perez behind Verstappen, but look, they're teammates. He's holding him up. Everything's going Verstappen's way at the moment. Of course, Leclerc's out there on his own. Sainz went out first lap. Hit by Ricciardo. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. We are going to do the Merseyside Derby. I have got Chelsea-West Ham on as well. It's still 0-0 in that one as they approach half-time. Interesting race here, but it's going the way I sort of predicted it would. And I'm sure many of you predicted it as well, to be fair. That it looks like Verstappen. Are you coming to Australia with Man United in July, says Raoul? I doubt it. I doubt it. I might do, but I doubt it. To be honest, I don't want to plan anything for next season. We've got the World Cup. It's a big season under Ten Hag. And after the season we've had with United and everything, I just want to get to the end of the season and have a bit of a break, to be honest. So we'll see. If I was a footballer, what position would I play, AR? CDM. That's where I used to play at the end. Hamilton is back in 15th, I think. So Russell's had a bit of a problem as well. It's going to cost him some lap time, apparently. But he's still got 7 seconds on Bottas. Russell out driving Hamilton. That's there's no lie about that. He's in P14, Hamilton here. And it's a nightmare season for Hamilton, to be honest. Come on, Lando, says Dan MUFC. Malava says that Hamilton's finished. Are you going to cover all the World Cup games? Yeah. P14. Richard's laughing. Am I the only one hearing annoying sounds, says Melvza. It's probably background noise, mate. I don't work in a studio. I work from home. If you don't like it, just go. Hamilton is done, says AR. Sainz crashed out on lap 1. And can you do all the positions, please? Says, yes, I can. So we've got Verstappen in P1, Perez P2, Leclerc 3, Norris 4, Russell 5, Bottas 6, Vettel 7, Magnussen 8, Tsunoda 9, Stroll 10, Ocon 11. They've just took it off the screen now. Knobheads. I'll tell you about. Hey, Mark, can you explain DRS to F1 newcomers? Thanks in advance. We haven't got any DRS at the moment. But basically, DRS, there will be a DRS zone. Sometimes there's up to 2 or 3 on a track. So if that track next to me, if you imagine where that line is, imagine that's a DRS zone. When you're in that zone, you can activate DRS, which is drag reduction system, which basically opens up the flaps to allow the car to go quicker. So if you're behind a car, it gives you a boost. Mark, are you going to see Man United vs Legends? No. I've been to a Legends game before, Chaos Jokers. I won't be going again. They're quite boring. Love you, Mark. Sorry I don't catch you much on Twitch, but I always catch you on YouTube, mate. Love the new FIFA career mode, says the Rail Mail X. Thank you very much, mate. Legend of the Twitch chat. We haven't seen you for a while, but good to hear you on here. So yeah, 11 is Ocon, 12 is Albon, 13 Gasly, 14 Hamilton, 15 Ricciardo, 16 Latifi, 17 Zhou, and 18 is Schumacher. Alonso and Sainz out. Hamilton's probably just there going, I can't believe where I am. 14th place again, fighting at the back. You're having a lap. You're having a laugh. Still 0-0 Chelsea West Ham. Still 0-0. Melts my heart that you remember, says the Royal Mail X. Mate, I know a lot of people from the chats. Been doing it for a long time. We do get a lot of people commenting, but you do start to get to know the names. There's names I remember from the past that aren't here anymore. I don't think they're dead. They just don't watch. Mark, would you do a golf watch along? No, I wouldn't, Samuel, to be honest. Oh, he's hit it. It's close to the hole. He's going to hit it again. What's your favourite track then, everyone in the chat? Let us know what your favourite track is. Personally, I like a track where you can overtake a lot. Imola, it's not great. It's quite a thin track, Imola. Thanks, Collins Ed. Hi, Mark. What you think of the new cars, says TC? I don't know. I think all the new cars have done is upset Mercedes and McLaren. I don't think it's upset Red Bull or Ferrari, and you still got cars that are much quicker than everybody else. I don't think it's as it's not as competitive as I wanted it to be. You've still got two cars that are way quicker than everyone else, and you know, we've had that for the last 30 years. So in relation to the new cars, I'm open to suggestions and thoughts, but for me, early thoughts are that it's not really any different. All these new rules, and you've still got Red Bull and Ferrari, which are miles better than everyone else. Mark, I was there during the peak of the Burnley rivalry, says the Royal Mail X. Yeah. Who's won in the end? Brighton are 2-0 up, says Ken, against Southampton. Well, we're not even halfway through this race yet. 28. We're on lap 28. Hopefully, I've opened up a bit of a hornet's nest now in relation to the new cars. People will be coming out going, I love the cars because I love Ferrari and I love Red Bull. There's always going to be that, though. New cars just add to better racing. Baku is clear of any track. I do like Baku, Gerard, yeah. Monaco's nice, Ud, but it's not a great track for taking over. Well, 0.3 seconds behind Perez is Leclerc. I wish they'd just open up DRS. Why are they not opening up DRS? No one can take over. What do you think of Liverpool versus Everton? I think Liverpool will win. We're going to do a watch along for that. It's half time between Chelsea and West Ham, 0-0. Yeah, Chelsea are just a bit funny at the moment, aren't they? Playing United on Thursday. Hopefully we can beat them. Hi, Mark Goldbridge from the United stand, says Scott. Hello, Scott. Joshua's got... I don't think this is an unpopular opinion, Joshua. He says, unpopular opinion, Monaco is kind of boring since the order they start in is very close to the order they finish in. Yeah, apart from maybe pits and people spinning out. Yeah, I like the tracks where it's there they can go. Colin says it's still too wet for DRS. But Leclerc can't get past Perez here at the moment. Mark Mark Goldbridge, that's gardening, says Rose. So half-time in the footballs at the moment. 0-0 between Wolves and Burnley. 0-0 between Chelsea and West Ham. 2-0 to Brighton against Southampton. Just about approaching halfway here. Hamilton not past anybody. Doesn't seem to be able to overtake anybody, Hamilton, so far. Russell Russell keeps having races like this where he's just on his own. He's He's 6 seconds back on Norris, and he's 12 seconds ahead of Bottas. So very lonely race for Russell in 5th. Very lonely race for Norris in 4th. And Bottas the same, is 4th, 5th and 6th. They're just very secure at the moment. Who's your favourite driver? Says Marcus Smart. I'd still say I do like Hamilton. I do like Russell. I do like Bottas. I mean, there's a Mercedes connection there. But I do like Ricciardo and Norris because I like McLaren. I like Ocon as well. Mark, you enjoyed the Fury fight last night, says Chaos Jokers. I did. What an uppercut it was. I predicted round 6. It went very... the only thing I would say about the Fury fight was that it went very predictably, that Fury just game managed it and waited for the opportunity and finished it. But it's a shame we don't get more fights like that, because they're few and far between, and when you get them, they're really big events. Hamilton's back in P14 at the moment, Toddas. Looks like there might be rain in those skies, says Mick. They are talking about DRS here and they just won't open it up. What place is Ricciardo? He's in the pits. He's in P15. What place has Ricciardo done that? Why are the 2 races out, says Simp. So Sainz got hit by Ricciardo on the first corner and went into the gravel. And then Alonso got hit by Schumacher on the first corner, had a big hole in his side and had to retire. Without DRS, it's a bit boring, says Aditya. Well, they were just saying on the radio there that this is the problem, isn't it? You know, some people say you shouldn't have DRS in racing. This is a race without DRS. There's no overtaking. Car is the problem, but Russell keeps outperforming, says Robin. Timo says, what year did you start watching F1? Probably, definitely late 80s. Probably, probably about 89, 90. Used to watch it on a Sunday. Damon Hill, Nigel Mansell, Ayrton Senna, Alain Prost. But to be fair, it was the same then. Williams were just faster than everyone else. They're not expecting rain, but there are dark clouds about. That's why I was quiet there. Ricardo's gone to hard tyres. Let's see how he gets on, says Ricardo himself. Where is Emilia Romagna? It's in Italy, isn't it? That's why the Ferrari support is so big. And Hamilton just can't get past Gasly. Yeah. The trouble that Hamilton's got is that he's trying to get past Gasly, and that car's probably not any worse than the car he's in. Nicola says that they have said they expect rain in this race, not sure when though. Lewis says, I had a training session with Mike Phelan a few years ago and he was awful. Yeah, we are doing Liverpool against Everton. Everton, Liverpool, Merseyside Derby, I think kicks off at 4:30. This race will be done by about 4, so we'll just hop off. Quick toilet break. DRS has been enabled. Hallelujah! 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 We've got some DRS, thank God. Right, we should start to see some overtaking now because everybody who's within a second can activate DRS. So that means that Hamilton definitely can. He's 0.3 behind Gasly. There's a few that could get within it soon. Ocon's virtually in it for Stroll. Gasly's not far off it with Albon. Zhou's not far off it with Latifi. So Hamilton should be able to push past Gasly now. When do I think Mercedes will be competitive again, says Zane? I've got absolutely no idea. DRS, drag reduction system. Basically, there is an area on this track where DRS is enabled, which allows you to use DRS, the drag reduction system. Look, the best way if you're a newbie, and this is not what happens, but you know when you're on a racing car playing on a computer game and you use when you're playing Mario Kart and you get the mushroom, that's a bit like DRS. It's not a nitro boost, but basically it just gives you a push. But you've got to be you've got to be under a second behind them to use it, and you've got to be in the DRS zone. So we'll be watching Hamilton here. The trouble is that Gasly could get into the DRS zone and is into the DRS zone of Albon. Fucking great. So we should start to see some overtaking, but as I said, Gasly is in a DRS zone with Albon, which I don't think you can use it if someone else is using it. There's Hamilton on Gasly. He's going to make a move, I think. No, shuts the door on him. Verstappen's just done the fastest lap. It will be bothering Hamilton that Russell's need to see some overtaking here. Verstappen's just... Perez is doing a great job at holding off Leclerc, which is just opening up the race for Verstappen. Looking like a Red Bull 1-2, but having said that, we've still got, 26 laps to go. Albon's doing well in the Williams. We need the rain, says James. Norris is just vibing, says Tom. Same as Russell, same as Bottas. 4th, 5th and 6th. They're just sort of fine. Slow Sports News, it's my birthday. Thanks for everything you do, Mark. Glad to be a part of the United Stand and That's Football community. Have a good day, says Red Harlow. Have a great day, mate, if it's your birthday. Driver of the day so far, Russell or Perez, says Barry. Well, you've got to be spot on there. Perez is doing great. Russell's gone up from what, 11th to 5th. Vettel's doing well as well in P7. No one's. I mean, the fact that no one's even mentioning Vettel. He's ahead of Magnussen in the Haas. He's doing well, Vettel. You're right, yeah. I am doing Everton versus Liverpool after this, yes, Mohammed. I'm just going to have a stretch, actually. Bottas doing great. How's the race, Mark, says Ice Mooney? I would give this race a score of 6 out of 10 at the moment, average. It's, you know, Verstappen's led from start to finish. That's never great. Max is going to be lapping Hamilton soon. Yeah, Verstappen's just about to come past and lap Hamilton. That'll hurt. That will hurt. Lapping him. (2-1) Brighton, Southampton. Thanks for the update, Sam. Score prediction for Liverpool-Everton. 3-0 Liverpool. The half pint. When you're coming back to Ireland, says Sinan, certainly hope to be there for Christmas, but, well, probably won't be there for Christmas with the World Cup. Looking to get there in July, late July. Spend a few days. Yeah, they're just showing Toto Wolff there. They're about to get lapped by the Red Bull, the Mercedes. If I was Hamilton, I'd consider just as Verstappen goes past, just give a little bit of a swerve. That'd be a bit naughty. Mark, don't you think the Xhaka goal was offside? I do, Prince, but I don't think you can take the result away from Arsenal. Well, you can't. They deserve to win it because United, individually from Telles and Bruno, weren't good enough. So, but I do think that Nketiah stood in an offside position and De Gea can't see. But I don't understand handball. Had anything. So Verstappen's about to overtake Hamilton here. Well, lap Hamilton. Who do you think's going to win the World Cup, says Raoul? I'd probably say... yeah, France probably for the World Cup. Thoughts on Magnussen this year, says Aske? Well, Magnussen in the Haas, I think he's done very well, especially considering he was a late replacement. So, yeah, he's done a good job. Not going to deny it. Portugal to win it. Then he just got into it. Yeah, the problem with the DRS is that Gasly gets DRS on Albon, so even if Hamilton uses the DRS, they're just cancelling each other out. So if we got this procession, no one's getting the benefits. Of course, Perez will be coming through to lap him soon as well. 42 laps, 21 to go. Nicola says it's been a bit of a boring race. Rudiger to Madrid thoughts. I think it's probably obvious, Luca, that will happen. They've kicked off in the second half, Chelsea against West Ham. Chelsea game has been boring, says Stephen. How did you become an F1 driver? I've got no idea, simp. Get a go-kart? Just drive around your streets in a go-kart and hope to get scouted by Mercedes or Ferrari. They're always hanging around. We should be getting another pit, I think, but maybe not. 23 laps on medium. Alex Taylor says you just send your CTV to the local Ferrari dealership. Yeah, you need sponsorship and money, don't you? You've got to be rich, says G agrees. So Lewis Hamilton's #1 fan says Lewis being lapped by Max is sickening. Yeah, I mean, I think at the start of the season, as a Mercedes fan, you thought, well, look, they'll get this sorted out. But they're not. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Red Bull's actually improved from the start of the season. They're now better than Ferrari. So yeah. It's the structure, says Bath. Hamilton equals Manchester United, both in the same situation, says Susan. Yeah, but Man United have been in that situation a lot longer than Hamilton. Yeah, it's the trouble with this race is, and I feared it at the start, and I feared it yesterday, is I just think Imola is not a great track for overtaking. I don't know what anybody else thinks. I just don't think it's a very good track for overtaking. Leclerc says Plan D. Yeah, Plan D would have been go on to the different tyres. They're just saying stick it out. So it's going to be another race for Hamilton without any points. Feel like Russell is doing better as he's used to a slower car, says Jensen. Yeah, I said that about half an hour ago, that with why is Russell doing better in the Mercedes than Hamilton? Probably because Hamilton's used to being out there in the front in a fast car, and Russell is used to being not out there and fighting his way up. So yeah, there is more experience in that sense. Well, Hamilton's all the way up the back of Gasly here, but he just can't get past. West Ham and Chelsea still 0-0. Check on the other scores, actually. I am doing Liverpool against Everton. 4:30 kickoff. And 8 o'clock tonight on United Stand. We've got Ricky and the crew. I'm on as well. Burnley are leading against Wolves, apparently. Oh no, maybe they're not. Somebody said they're leading. I've got 0-0. Oh no, Brighton lead. Burnley heading out the bottom 3 with a draw. Okay. Yeah, they're not winning. It's 0-0. Hamilton just can't get past. There's some very dark clouds in the sky there. Bottas is gaining slowly but surely. Yes, that gap is closing. 5 seconds between Bottas and Russell. Keep an eye on that. Well spotted by Joshua Adams. Magnussen is 2 seconds back on Vettel as well. Remember, DRS will help those people who are closing in on others. Ocon's going to get a 5-second penalty, by the way. So remember that will knock Ocon probably down into... Yeah, I mean, if Ocon's got a 5-second penalty, that puts him down behind Hamilton, doesn't it? Am I right? Ocon, 11th, is... Only yeah. Ocon, the gap between Ocon and Hamilton is less than 5 seconds. So yeah, put him down to 14th. Ocon's got a 5-second penalty and he's in 11th. Aston Martins have had a good race as well. 7th and 10th, both in the points. We have got DRS Leicester. We have got DRS. The problem Hamilton's got with DRS is that Gasly's got it on Albon as well, so he can't really use it as an advantage because Gasly can use it on Albon. I don't know why Gasly can't get past Albon though. Still 0-0 Chelsea West Ham. Pray for rain, says Bradley. Could be an interesting end, says Darren. Well, Yuki Tsunoda's just overtaken Magnussen. We didn't see that one come in. So there you go. That's an AlphaTauri going past a Haas. Obviously, it's an AlphaTauri ahead of Hamilton as well. Gasly. Zhu's position, I think he is back in 17th. I'll just double check. Yuki Tsunoda there, good. Yeah, Zhu's in 17th. Ricciardo is in 18th place. So a mixed day for McLaren. 4th for Norris is fantastic. And 18th place for Ricciardo, not so much so. Yuki's underrated. Yeah, if you've watched Drive to Survive, you've got good glimpse into the background of Yuki, and he is a good racer. 15 laps to go. Are we going to get a little bit more drama at the end? It's about the weather. It's about the structure. So, Mark, do you see Man United in the Europa League, says Jamie? Mate, if West Ham or Wolves get a win, I don't know. Tyler Scott says, what's happened to Hamilton? In my opinion, the car's shit, and it's no better than a lot of these other cars, and it's not quick enough. Why is Russell therefore outperforming Hamilton? I just think Russell's more suited to driving a car like this. It's been probably 10 years since Hamilton's been driving in a car through the back markers. So, yeah, in some ways, Russell is a better racer because he's used to it. This could be Red Bull's first 1-2 in 6-7 years, and Perez on the way, says Barry, to Hamilton to lap him. Leclerc has come in. Soft tyres, Leclerc. Obviously going to go for the fastest lap. Norris will go past him though. Yeah. So Norris goes past Leclerc. He will be past him quite soon, I think. Would I take Ward-Prowse at United, Dan? I mean, not ideally in a normal situation, but in the situation that we're in now, yeah. Our midfield's shite. Why did Sainz retire, says Rudd? He got hit by Ricciardo, spun into the gravel. If Burnley win, then Everton be in the relegation zone, says Jamie Stewart. So Perez is coming in as well. So they're just trying to cover it off, I suppose, and get the quickest lap in as well. Leclerc's just gone past Norris there, and he'll be closing in on Perez. Good grip. Alonso got hit by Mick Schumacher on the opening lap and had a big hole in his side, so had to retire as well. Yeah, Verstappen's coming in. So 10 laps to go. They're going on to the softs in the front three positions. Not sure anyone else will follow that. Apparently Southampton have equalised against Brighton. Vettel's doing well now. He's in 7. Bottas 2 seconds behind Russell. Yeah, I'm just keeping an eye on that. He's actually 1.9 seconds behind Russell, and you can guarantee that Bottas will have a right go on Russell because it's his replacement at Mercedes, so we'd love to be overtaking him. 1-0 to Burnley! Get in! Big goal. Everton in the mud. I do like Everton. I just don't like. I don't like Lampard's tactics. I think he's crap. And I did used to like him, but some of his team selections are odd. Burnley have just had that bounce, haven't they? I feel bad for Deitch, but they've had the new manager bounce. It's actually worked. Declan Rice is coming on here for half an hour with West Ham. Leclerc is right up the back arse of Perez here. Could have a little bit of an interesting race because he could be able to activate DRS. This might be interesting. Can Leclerc get past Perez? It's just on the fastest lap as well. Yeah, Hamilton is still 0.4 of a second behind Gasly. He just can't get past him. And Gasly's 0.5 seconds behind Albon and can't get past him as well. I'd love to see Leclerc get second place on the grid. I think that'd be fantastic. But Perez has had a good race. He'd be a contender for Racer of the Day. Everton are going down. Well, we'll be covering that for you at 4:30. Everton against Liverpool. Watch along on this channel. Oh no, Leclerc! He's alright. He's alright. Oh, there's damage. There's damage. Ah. Inexperience there from Leclerc. He's spun. Leclerc is coming in. Norris on the podium. Who called it? Lando on the podium. "20-second pit time. Does that give Russell 4th, Bottas 5th, Leclerc down to 6th? 8th. And Tsunoda's just gone past Vettel. Oh my God. Well, it's interesting here because Leclerc is down to 9th. Magnussen's gone past him as well. And horrible evening, day for Ferrari. They lose Sainz on the opening lap, and Leclerc, who was right up the backside of Perez, just loses it. Yeah, spins it on the curve. Bad race for Ferrari. But to be fair, I think the speed he's gone into the barrier, he's actually lucky to still be in the race. Yeah, Jamie, I know your girlfriend's not called Lana Rhodes, so... Ferrari in the minestrone soup, says Ricardo. Lando on the podium. Big shout out to everyone. Eight laps. Leclerc. He might be able to do some damage though, Leclerc. He's only a second behind Magnussen, so he might be able to get up to 8th. Hamilton still in 14th place. Lando on the podium finish. Hamilton, yeah, just showing it here. Hamilton for about what feels like the millionth time, trying to get past Gasly, and he can't do it. Yeah, Burnley are winning 1-0. Big result for Burnley if they can get that. I was just going to have a look at the league table, but it's going to be a good weekend for Red Bull. And to be honest with you, if you said two of the cars were going to struggle, you wouldn't have said it was going to be Ferraris. You'd say Red Bull, but they've had a good weekend so far. Red Bull 1 and 2. Burnley would go 2 points ahead of Everton. Everton will have 2 games in hand. Everybody's dance. Do do do. Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Do 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 do. Well, Bottas is a second off Russell. This is the next big thing. There's only 6 laps to go. Bottas against his replacement at Mercedes to complete. He's in the DRS zone, Bottas. This could complete the nightmare weekend for Mercedes. Tsunoda's got to be driver of the day, says Lay. Fastest lap for Max. It's a great day for Red Bull. It's a great day for McLaren. 4th for Russell's not bad, but I don't think he's going to keep 4th. I think Bottas might have him here. Bottas for P4, says Dennis. I'm glad I didn't put any money on what I said earlier. A lot of people said before, we were talking about outside bets. You know, obviously the race was always going to be Max or Leclerc. But we said, you know, something a bit of an outside bet. And a lot of people did say Norris for the podium. Lap 58 of 63. Bottas is pushing hard. He's going to get him. I think Bottas is going to get Russell here. 5 laps to go. Well, Leclerc is up to 8th. Bottas on the radio. 6 laps to go. Let's get him. I think Bottas will get him. 6 laps to go. 3 laps to go. 5 laps to go. Oh, it's all over the place. Might be a bit of rain, they're saying now. Vettel and Leclerc. Leclerc is probably going to get past Vettel, so he could get up to P7. And that'll be the end of it. He won't be getting anywhere near Tsunoda. Leclerc will get past Vettel, definitely, with 4 laps to go. Bottas attacking Mercedes there. He's got plenty of time. Plenty of time. He's right behind him. But this just shows you, doesn't it? You know, Hamilton's been stuck behind Gasly for about 40 laps. Can't get past him. Bottas. Leclerc's up to 7. He's just gone past Vettel. Leclerc is 4 seconds behind Tsunoda. He might do it. He might do it. He might get him. Yeah, I think he might be able to get him. Remember, he's on the soft tyres and Tsunoda's on the mediums. So if we had another 10 laps, I think he'd get up to P4. Light rain on turn 7. It's amazing how they're predicting rain on a certain part of the track. Mark, you said Hamilton will finish ahead of Bottas. Oh, here we go. Slow Sports News, Vicious Bin Man. Slow Sports News, Vicious Bin Man. I spoke about it 5 minutes ago and said I'm glad I didn't get any money on it. So I've already acknowledged it. Alex, when I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. Slow Sports News there. Mercedes doing their best United impression, says Ethan. I just hope Red Bull haven't. This is my big fear. I just hope Red Bull haven't sorted it out and are just going to run away with this now. Because on this weekend, Red Bull are better than Ferrari. And I thought Ferrari last race were better than Red Bull. So Red Bull seem to have taken some steps forward over the last couple of weeks. Lineups are out for Liverpool, Everton. Let me just chat to you about that. Still 0-0 between Chelsea and West Ham. Leclerc is 1.7 seconds behind Tsunoda with 2 laps to go. Just on Ocon, he has got a 5-second penalty and he will be dropping down to 14th place. Bottas pushing Russell. How bad is Donny's injury? It's just a little groin injury. He's out of the game today though. Let me just give you the team news for Liverpool Everton. Remember, we are doing a watch along for that game. So Liverpool, Alisson, Trent, Matip, Van Dijk, Robertson, Thiago, Fabinho, Keita, Salah, Mane, Jota, and then Everton, Pickford, Coleman, Holgate, Godfrey, Mikalenko, Decore, Allen, Iwobi, Gordon, Richarlison, and Gray. No Calvert-Lewin, no Donny, no Gomez. No chance, I'm afraid. No chance. Liverpool going for a title. You've got no chance. Right, we're approaching the last lap here. I'm going to have a cup of tea and a bowl of shreddies and then we'll be back on the homepage for Liverpool versus Everton at 4:30 kickoff. But when's the next race, says Darren? I know it's in 2 weeks' time. Somebody in the chat will let us know. I forget who it is. I've got my book here. So what we got, we're on the 24th of April. I've got the 8th of April at 8:30 p.m. 8:30 p.m? Miami, that's why, yeah. 8:30 p.m. Be a night, Sunday night, 8:30 p.m, 2 weeks' time. That'd be good. Quite like an evening race. It won't be an evening race in Miami, though. Robert says, Mercedes haven't got a clue what they're doing. Well, Russell's done well to hold off Bottas. He'll have a go, though. Bottas might still get him and complete the nightmare for Mercedes. He's going to push. Bottas on Russell. Bottas having a go again. He tries to go on the outside. Russell's got him. Hamilton still in 14th. Be very interested to see what Hamilton's got to say after this race. But Russell's done well. Max Verstappen comes in for P1. There we go. Max Verstappen wins. Ferrari 6th. Leclerc. Perez in and P2. Just waiting to see if Russell's going to hold off. Lando Norris on the podium. Podium finish for Norris. Very, very good. Started 5th and finishes 3rd. Be a bad race for Ferrari. They'll be gutted. Absolutely gutted. Russell's going to get P4. Yeah. Yeah, P4. Bottas 5th. That's still a good race for Alfa Romeo. That's still a very good race for Alfa Romeo to get 5th. So, Ocon wasn't in the points anyway. Stroll. Top 10. Verstappen, Perez, Norris, Russell, Bottas, Leclerc, Tsunoda, Vettel, Magnussen and Stroll. Big weekend for Red Bull. And I called it. I said Fury in round 6 last night. I said Verstappen today. And the easiest hat-trick is that Liverpool will beat Everton, which we'll be watching in a little bit as well. But it's a comfortable win for Red Bull, and it opens it up very interestingly for Miami in a couple of weeks' time. Mark Goldbridge, that's prediction, says Amu. Wow, you know what? It's over now. I think it's been a lot. I think my driver of the day would be Norris for getting on the podium, and many of you called it before, which I think is great. Norris is very happy there. Podium for Norris, he'll be very happy about that. McLaren will be happy about that. Mark van der Beek is going to be relegated. It's not good, says the real G. He's hardly played as well. Yeah, Red Bull, big weekend for them. I've enjoyed the race, but to be honest, it's probably the worst race of the season so far. Not because Verstappen won, he's won other races, but I just thought, not a big fan of that track, to be honest. I didn't want to say it at the start of the race because you want it to prove you wrong, but just DRS not really being used for half of the race meant that we didn't get many takeovers. Red Bull having the 1-2 meant that Ferrari couldn't really attack Verstappen. Very easy win. We've seen this for Verstappen before. We've seen it for Hamilton in the past, where it just, it's a routine win as long as the car holds up. I agree with Amu. It's a bit uninteresting, but you can't take it away from Red Bull 1-2. They've done their business. Shout out to Norris for getting on the podium. I think that Russell as well did a great job, as did Tsunoda and Bottas. I think Vettel had a good race. My concern as we move towards Miami, and I don't know whether anyone's looking at it long term, my concern is I think Red Bull might have got a grip on this now, and it could turn into quite a boring championship. And my second observation is that with the new cars, something's not right. Like, Red Bull and Ferrari are just way better than everybody else, and that's not what this new car thing is meant to be about. So that's my observations. Negatively, I think Red Bull might just be moving into a position where they're going to dominate, which nobody wants. whether it's Red Bull, Mercedes or anyone. My second observation is that Ferrari and Red Bull are just too far ahead of everybody else. And I think that makes it... I start to ask the question, well, we've brought all this new technology in and all these cars, and the same thing is happening that's always happened. You've got two racers, two cars with a racer in each that makes it just a two-horse race. And I think a lot of people hoped with the new cars that we might see... when was the last time we had a 3-car race? I mean, that's what you want, and we're just not going to... I don't think we're going to see it. Ferrari's going to bring updates for Spain. Christian's just slimy. Yeah, I don't like Red Bull because I don't really like Christian Horner, but I don't mind Max Verstappen. Diego says, Mark, you've got no clue about what the cars were supposed to do. I'll tell you what, Diego, start your own stream, and maybe people will come and watch you. But whilst it's on my stream and we're talking with my community, we'll talk about what we want to talk about. And my hope with the new changes to the cars was that we'd have a more level playing field, and we haven't. And that's my interpretation, Diego. So Diego's going to start his own channel where he's going to tell us what he thought. Because the great thing about Diego as well is he says I'm completely wrong, but he doesn't tell us what the right answer is. He just wants to tell us we're wrong. Mark, will Ferrari still win the title? I hope Ferrari can stay in the race. They're top of the Constructors' Championship, but it's the individual. I've just got this fear that Red Bull might be moving clear, and that's what worries me a little bit. But you know, I'm gonna be tuning into Diego's stream and finding out soon, because obviously he's got a different idea on what's going on. He's probably got pictures of Christian Horner on his wall, and he's sat there in his pants. Not Christian Horner, Diego. I don't hate Christian Horner. I just find him very arrogant and rude. And I thought the way that he handled the end of last season was just unprofessional. When clearly they benefited from the rules, he was just very unprofessional and was like, "Well, no, we didn't benefit." Well, everyone knows you benefited. Chelsea 0-0 against West Ham. Maybe United have got a chance on Thursday. I hope so. It's a good result for West Ham, considering they've put out half their team. Anyway, look, thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm going to get a bowl of shreddies and have a cup of tea, and then we're going to be live for Liverpool against Everton, Merseyside Derby, kicking off at R4. I'll be back live in about 20 minutes, so check out that on the homepage. The live chat is already open. I'll see you there. So quick break, quick cup of tea, and I'll see you back for Liverpool Everton. It's still 1-0 to Burnley, by the way. Chelsea 0-0 with West Ham. Everton are in deep trouble. They could be heading down. Thanks everyone for watching. Fantastic audience. Not a fantastic race. It was a good race. It wasn't a great race, but it was a great community. Make sure you subscribe, smash a like on the video. Formula One's back 2 weeks tonight in Miami. We'll have that race, but we've got loads of football and watch-alongs for you to come, starting with Liverpool Everton in half an hour. And obviously we've got the Champions League and lots more. I'll speak to you in a few minutes. Thanks for watching.